News 8 meteorologist Michelle Poedel is joining us now. She's going to answer one of your questions in our Ask Michelle segment. What do you have today?
Well, this one was a very popular one over the weekend. Take a look at this question. It comes from Tracy via Facebook, and she said, I saw this strange cloud formation on Saturday. What is it, and what causes it? As I mentioned, Tracy, you're not the only one with this question, so I'm going to break it down for you. I know Bill talked about it a little bit on yesterday's morning show, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. So what they're called are fall streaks, or sometimes they're called hole punch clouds. It looks like someone took a fist and just punched their way through the cloud. They form in a deck of altocumulus clouds or cirrocumulus clouds, and these are clouds that form in the high or mid levels of the atmosphere. Now, these clouds are mainly composed of supercooled water droplets, which are water droplets that stay liquid well below the freezing mark. In fact, these droplets can stay liquid to negative 37 degrees Celsius, which is minus 34.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And if these droplets cool below this temperature, they spontaneously turn into ice crystals. So it's kind of cool. And then when an airplane passes through these clouds, that's when this hole punch forms, but this is why. The plane's wings cause the air to lift. This causes that rapid cooling, and that's going to bring those supercooled water droplets below that temperature of negative 37 degrees Celsius, and this will create ice crystals. Now, what you're seeing there in the little, in the circle there, it kind of looks like a funnel. A lot of people were saying that. Well, what it is, it's the water droplets freeze, grow, and they start to fall, and they fall as ice crystals from that hole as virga, which virga, you've maybe heard us talk about it a little bit from time to time. It's basically precipitation falling that evaporates before it hits the ground. So you're not actually going to see these ice crystals touching the ground, but because they're falling out of the circle, it's kind of making that funnel shape.
So at some point, a plane basically flew through.
Yes. They can happen naturally, but most of the time it's because of a plane. Yep.
That's interesting.
And they're rare, so it's kind of cool that we got to see them
really
this
cool.
weekend.
All right, well, that's a great question, a really interesting one. Now, if you have a question you would like to ask Michelle.
Well, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at News 8 Michelle. Otherwise, post a question to one of our Facebook pages, News 8 This Morning, Storm Team 8 Weather, or you can find my page, WKBT Michelle Poedel.
All right, thanks so much, Michelle.